Mm. Alec, welcome to E3 2021, the Tarqaron extravaganza.
I'm here to kill chaos. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to kill chaos. Chaos is here. Chaos is
Chaos
being brought.
control.
Chaos control.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. So we'll get to that later. Square Enix.
Square
We got
Enix.
to talk about Square Enix. They were previously 2019 one of our favorites. Favorite showing. I think
They
they
did
won
that.
our
Yeah.
favorite showing
That's
that
wild.
year. Yeah.
And they showed up this year. They were here.
Okay. A lot of people were saying that this was. I read people saying like this was terrible. This was one of the worst conferences I ever saw. That's crap. That's nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. Because they tried. They legitimately tried. They brought things that were new.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't all land. Let me just say that. But they tried. They really legitimately. I get a sense that they were really trying to showcase the games that they had on display. And my opinion, they started off extremely strong with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Look, the game looks great, but 18 minutes. 18 minutes.
It was a little long.
That was literally half of their conference.
I think they probably showed too much. I get that they really want to show the game. I think my opinion, one of the reasons why it was so long. Well, they didn't have like tons to show. But the second reason that I think is they really wanted to distinguish this game from Avengers. They really wanted to distinguish this game from Avengers because Avengers, despite the fact that also showed up here, kind of was a big bomb for them. I know we praised it in the showcase that we saw 2 years ago. It's still a game that I haven't played. I own it on Xbox. I'd like to play it at some point. I've heard the campaign itself is actually good. Basically, everything besides that is pretty bad.
Rusty spoke highly of it on Otaku Brother.
Yeah, and I really want to try it at some point. I'm a big MCU fan, so scratch the comics itch. I know it's not technically MCU, but I mean, I liked Spider-Man on the PS4. It was a great game. So, yeah.
This looks like fun.
But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. I think this game looked great. I'm very, very happy that they decided single player only, one player game. I also really like the fact that I think some people are a little disappointed in this, but I personally really like the fact that you only play as Peter Quill in this game. I think focusing on one character and honing in playing that character, really getting a sense of like the progression and the combat specificities of him as a character. I think that was a good idea. I think that was very inspired, especially because it looks like there's going to be a lot of ways how that he can interact and give orders to other party members to help him out in combat. Yeah, I mean, Guardians is one of my favorite properties that Marvel has done. I think this game has the exact vibe that I'm looking for in a Guardians game. I think it looks fun, witty. The character interactions are everything, and I think they've really nailed that.
So are the character designs based on the comic book versions? I don't know how the comic book versions look, or is it its own kind, its own style?
They're a little more based on the comic character versions. As I know, Peter Quill in some iterations has blonde hair. I think he traditionally has blonde hair. So that is very like comics based. Yeah, everyone very, very much feels like they're part of the comics universe.
I'd say Peter Quill is like my least favorite of the character designs. Just 'cause I guess I'm so used to the MCU version,
Chris Pratt.
But I mean,
Chris Pratt's a great guy.
I just feel like he looks kind of goofy in in this, but
I'm down.
The others
I dig it. I dig it. So
yeah, I'm down to play. It.
Yeah, it's going to be. 100%. I'm down. I'm day one for that. I'm looking forward to it. Again, I think they probably showed too much, but it sold me. So
yeah, I don't know if it's this thing. Yeah, I feel like it's a thing where they felt like they needed to show it to prove it to people. Like this is a whole different breed here.
Yeah.
Next up, they mentioned the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. which they didn't really show much of, right? It was just kind of.
It was kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't show anything, but
like that felt like a classic. Like, okay, now we're gonna see it, just like with the Dragon Quest kind of stuff they did.
Weirdest part of this announcement: PC and mobile only.
Hmm.
Why didn't you? Why? This is like the easiest. This is like the easiest Switch port in the world. Just bring it to Switch. People will. Switch is like a proven console. People will absolutely eat this up on Switch. Why not just bring it digitally to Switch?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Weird announcement overall, but I think it's a really good idea. I think it's wonderful that they're finally. To me, it's like they're finally listening to fans because 4, 5, and 6. Well, 5 and 6 have just terrible versions. They basically used old mobile versions of the game. Is like all you can get on PC and Steam. That's like all you can get, and they look terrible. They look really bad, and I think it's great that they're finally actually doing a legitimate pixel versions, HD versions of these games, making them look really beautiful again. Go for it. I'm all for it. Very questionable console choices, but as in it's PC and mobile only. Like, come on, that's bizarre. Switch port, I feel like, is inevitable eventually, but yeah, odd choice.
Yeah, because that'd be down. That seems great. Great collection to have.
Yeah.
And they mentioned Legend of Mana. They issued that
that's
too.
Coming out soon. That game looks gorgeous. They did not skimp, in my opinion, they did not skimp on making that game look really pretty. All the backgrounds look hand drawn. It looks beautiful. Looks absolutely beautiful. And I'm looking forward to picking that up for sure.
Yeah.
Because I never had that game on PS1, and I'm sure it's very expensive now. So. Yeah.
I have the collection of Mana on Switch that I still haven't played.
I do as well.
But then here's when we got into the little mobile section. They did a bunch of mobile games, which when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot mobile games even existed. And I remember that was such a huge thing that flooded so many conferences, like back when mobile games were becoming a big trend. And I was like, oh, that's a thing again? I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. What, Hitman, Nier, some Final Fantasy mobile games. My own.
Yeah. So Hitman Go, Nier. What is Nier? The Nier one called? Nier something.
Reincarnation.
Reincarnation. Yeah. That's not out yet. Their pre-registration is still ongoing. I'm sure that'll probably do very well for them. Nier is a good property. Brave Exvius has been very successful for them. Yeah, I understand why they're pumping that, but it's like, it's a little like.
I'm never going to be interested in a mobile game.
Nah,
like they could show the greatest mobile game you've ever seen, and I wouldn't be interested.
It's just like it's not really my thing. Yeah.
My mobilist.
A mobilist.
Yeah. Next up, they showed Babylon's Fall from Platinum Games. How you feeling?
I don't know how much I've talked about Platinum on this channel. They're one of my favorite developers. I love basically every single game that they've ever made. Has been like a stone cold classic in my mind. Absolutely love their high octane energy, the over the top super Japanese-ness of it.
Yeah.
This game basically has none of that, and it looked really boring. And then they also, to the beautiful cherry on top, this is going to be a live service game. And I was like, you immediately made me just completely lose interest in this game entirely.
It looked like Garbaggio.
It looked really bad.
Honestly, I thought it was a mobile game because it was right after mobile games.
Terrible, and it's just like it looked so slow.
And I
was like, how is this a Platinum Games game? I don't understand it.
I wrote that the trailer was annoying. It's because I remember there was like the sound, like the music and stuff. It was just, a lot of it was really annoying me.
I was not down. I was not feeling it. I was very sad. I was like legitimately like, oh no, stop talking. No, live service. No, why?
Another mobile game? I don't know what's going on here.
No, this is a game that's been known for a couple of years now, and the fact that like all of that information came out, I was like, no, you totally blew it in my mind. I mean, yeah, I think they totally dropped the ball on that one. I think they did. I mean, they could probably. I mean, maybe they could rescue it. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good, but it's not day one for me. That's for sure. I'm looking to reviews for that one, and even then, I'm like, if it's not like the best game, then I'm like, nah, it's no for me, dog.
Yeah, hard pass.
There was a longer developer interview that they had up on Square Enix's channel, and in it they talked about that they've developed a website where you can customize your character.
Wow.
Like putting on costumes and different things. I was like, why did you design a website around that? That sounds like a waste of time. Why would you do that? That's like, you're wasting your time. Like, make the game better. Don't do that stuff in game. Don't we created a community website where you can like share your things. It's like, do that in game. Anyway, it made me upset. So I didn't like that.
Top 10 regrettable moments of E3 2021.
That was number one for me. Having the balls to come out and be like, yeah, this is a live service game. Like, cool. But
yeah, I'll leave it.
No.
Then they showed Life is Strange Remastered Collection and Life is Strange True Colors.
Yeah.
I'm into like what they showed at True Colors. I'm like, okay, I'm into it. And Empath, I was like, I don't know how that will work when they first announced it as like a power. Yeah. But I'm into it because that's
I'm interested in that.
That's what Life is Strange is all about. Is like, relating and connecting with these characters anyway. So it's just really a gimmick extension of that.
I've as time has gone on, my feelings towards the first one have been very mixed. But I just in terms of like some of the narrative beats and stuff it did with some of the characters. But I think I really still want to play 2. I still have to get around to playing that, and then I'm intrigued. I think what they've shown is I'm interested in. So
I'm definitely down. Something about the aesthetic, like even though it's very like teen girl, it was like
aesthetic is really
girl, but it's
really nice.
Like it.
It's really nostalgic. It's like bathed in sort of like
just a certain warmness to it.
Warmth. There's like a warmth. The colors are a little muted, but they're like in a like a warm and homey feel. Yeah, it's kind of despite the fact that the games often tackle some pretty heavy topics, there is sort of a very like sort of feel good thing about them, the way they look at least. So
yeah, over time I get what you're saying, where it's like on reflection, like some of the stuff isn't as strong. Yeah, but really just.
Like Chloe is a terrible person and a terrible friend.
I was a sucker for Chloe. Like I was a sucker for the relationship. Like I'm a sucker for these like.
She's not a good friend. Though.
Good friendships and stuff. I'm like, all right, I'll ride her down with you.
She's not a good friendship. That's the problem. That's the problem I have with it. I don't feel that the friendship was actually that good.
But Max wasn't good either.
No, they were both terrible people.
They were horrible for each other.
they were horrible.
No, but there's just something about it though. It's like the emotional, the stuff like that.
The indie soundtrack, man. I tell you, that did it for me. It was so good. The soundtrack for the first game, it was so good.
Even though like graphically it was kind of weird.
Oh god, it needs the remaster. Let me tell you that.
Even when they showed the remaster, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it was kind of like
the transformation.
It was almost like they added an extra like lighting engine or something.
Because it's still the same. I think it's really the art style is what it is. It's like the same thing. It's just like a little more polished, but you still got the same kind of weirdness to the style. But
the question is, are they going to actually lip sync? Because I remember there was something where they mentioned like lip syncing.
Lip syncing
and it was like
improved.
I was like, because I was like, the lip syncing improved. I was like, it wasn't even existent in the first game. There was no lip syncing.
It was rough, and somehow the scene still worked. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how
that game worked.
I don't either.
But it did.
Yeah.
But it was like I was like crying in the end. I'm like,
well, episode 2 is like episode 2 is one of my favorite episodic game moments ever. Episode 2 was beautiful.
Which one was that? Tell me in detail. With spoilers.
The roof scene.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Episode 2 is great. I absolutely thought that was wonderful. But
I don't know. Yeah, there's something about that game and the aesthetic, and just like the journal aesthetic for some reason worked. I really like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the rewind is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as like the power in this new game, I don't know. if there's really that much to it. But I mean,
Yeah.
if it's just connecting with more people and getting to know more people, I'm down for that.
Yeah, it's cool.
So I'm a sucker for it. But the remaster collection, I'm not gonna get the remaster collection. I just need. It doesn't even have 2 on it, and I already have all the games separately. I have to finish Before the Storm, and I have to play Life is Strange 2.
Yeah, I still have to play Before the Storm. I've heard it's good, so.
Yeah, it is good so far.
Flesh that out. So.
And then lastly, last thing of Square Enix,
Chaos.
Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin.
Okay, so this trailer was this is one of my favorite things of all of E3. I'm in it for the memes a little bit, but some of it is also like I legitimately. This trailer felt like the people who made it were speaking to me personally.
Really? Okay.
Yes, because it wasn't good. It wasn't a good trailer. In fact, I think I questioned their marketing team. I was like, this is the best that you came up with. The guy says chaos 8 times in 2.5 minutes. There's more sentences with the word chaos in it than any other sentence.
I don't know how I didn't notice it. I think I kind of glossed over when this happened, and then I heard about like the whole chaos thing afterwards. Like I just heard people saying chaos is a meme.
The edgelord Eminem guy.
Yeah.
But
I think just seeing it, I just phased it out. I'm like, ugh. Yeah.
So yeah, this game, it's got a little bit of reputation online. People were. So there was a big rumor. There's a big rumor floating about the internet within the last month or so that there was going to be a Dark Souls inspired Final Fantasy remake, like a reimagining of Final Fantasy 1. That is this game. That is 100% what this game is. It's not really. I think people calling things Souls-likes and it's like the Dark Souls of this or whatever. I get sick of hearing that. So this game is made by it's a collaboration between Square Enix and Team Ninja, the people that made Nioh, and this game is, from what I understand from people who've played Nioh, extremely like Nioh.
Mm-hmm.
So I have played the demo of this because the demo came out. It was corrupted at first because of course it was. Chaos was involved. Chaos got involved in it. But so this game is this trailer was just NARM basically. It was just like, I like that like stupid kind of edgy stuff. Like it's really kind of, it is kind of cringe, but like to me it's like there's something about it that like feels really like high school, and I love it. I do genuinely love it, even though it's like maybe was born out of an ironic love of that sort of thing, but I do genuinely like that sort of stupid, overly edgy kind of thing, which this is 100% is. It's like this super angry dude he just wants to kill chaos. There's even Garland even says like, "Who are you?" or "What are your names?" He's like, "We're here to kill chaos." And it's like, didn't answer the guy's question. Like, answer the man's question. He asked you who you were, and you didn't answer him. What are you doing? I'm really excited for this game. I'm not gonna lie. Played the demo. Demo's pretty rough. It's very rough around the edges, but
nice.
This is something that Team Ninja has done before. They did it with Nioh, and they did it with Nioh 2. This is basically what the demo is, an alpha build of the game. They're putting it out there being like, what do people like about this game? What do people not like about this game? There's a survey attached to it. There's like, they're looking for what's working, what's not working. That's what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. That's why they released this demo. And once I finish it, and it's actually pretty hard. The game is actually difficult. I was dying I've died 5 or 6 times on normal difficulty. The enemies hit like trucks. And yeah, it's not easy. It's very, very good fluid combat. Honestly, the trailer didn't do a good job selling it. The game feels much better to play. I think it's very fun. There's a lot of promise there, but yeah, that trailer, man, poof. People had a field day with that. The memes were glorious. I was eating it up. I was like, man, I love the fact that people are kind of clowning on this game. But to me, it was like, I don't think anything here was. I don't think this game was worth like being like, this sucks. This is ruining Final Fantasy. It's like you're taking things a little too seriously. Like, is it okay to have like a stupid spin-off that's like a little edgy?
Yeah. And
I'm here for it.
You got all the Final Fantasy mobile games out there. It's like,
yeah,
they're just there. All these tons of Final Fantasy games are just out there.
Yeah, they're out there trying. Like, look, they did this collaboration, Team Ninja, with the Neo guys, and they're like, yeah, let's do this, make this Final Fantasy game with the Angry Man, whose name is Jack, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, there's a limited information about the story, but I want to say that this game is actually an isekai. So, like, so the character you play as and the other two members have been transported to the world of Final Fantasy 1. I don't know if that's true, but there have been like hints at that from things I've read online. So if it is, that just makes this even more gloriously terrible. So I'm here for it. I think the game is actually good. I will say that. I think it's worth giving a shot. If you've got PS5, play it. Give it a shot. Even if you don't like it, fill the survey out, because I think that like the more information they get about it, the better. Johnny Millennium, actually, the Happy Console Gamer, put out a video on this game. He was kind of like, I didn't like. He did like the YouTube like
I saw that
sort of thing. I was like, oh, get bent, Johnny, come on. And then and I watched the video, and it's him just complaining about it the whole time. I was like, you're the Happy Console Gamer, and you couldn't find any positive.
Be happy.
He couldn't find any positive spin to put on it. I was like, my God, it's like, what's going on with you, man?
If he thinks the game, what's going on with you? If he thinks it sucks, he thinks it sucks.
But here's the thing. It's like, I get it. If you don't like it, if it doesn't speak to you, that's fine. Fill the survey out, for God's sake. That's what they're looking for. If you didn't like it, they want that. They want to know what you didn't like. So, I mean, I've written comments in multiple places on that video. Like, hopefully that he sees it so that he fills the survey out. Because I think the whole point is for the survey. That's the whole point of that demo. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, I'm off my soapbox. I love Stranger of Paradise. I think the whole concept is kind of silly and kind of dumb, but I love it. So,
yeah.
What are your thoughts on it? I've monologued.
I have no thoughts. I literally phased out from when I was watching it.
I literally I felt like I went unconscious for like 2.5 minutes.
Once you see it, like once I see that kind of game, I'm like, it's not for me. I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out. I missed out on the whole meme quality of it because it was apparently phased out that much. But
I'm here to kill.
I gotta rewatch it now.
Well, Chaos invaded E3. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So
that's it for Square Enix. What is your game of the show? Is that your game of the show, Stranger of Paradise?
That's. I think Guardians of the Galaxy actually is my game of the show, but very close second to Stranger of Paradise, because I think that it has a lot of promise. I think people are being way too harsh to this game. Like, the game doesn't deserve that amount of harsh. If it's like, maybe not the same thing as Balan Wonderworld, which was like just like a little kids game that like everyone dunked on for no reason. I feel like this game, because it has Final Fantasy attached to it, people probably have a little bit more like, oh, it's no Final Fantasy, old man yelling at Cloud, which is kind of what I get
Cloud
from
Strife.
it. Yeah, old man yelling at Cloud Strife. That's kind of what I get from it. From the mad reactions. It's just like, it's not really that worth getting that upset about. Like, really. My
game of the show is Life is Strange True Colors, even though it's not a new game, because F you for taking 18 minutes of my show, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wow.
You're pretty good.
Wow.
You're pretty good, but you really took half the show.
You heard it here, folks.
You really did that.
Yeah, you did that. They did that.
They did. So,
they did. Yeah.
For a grade, I'll give this C-.
I got C+.
All right.
It was not great. Babylon's Fall was a huge disappointment, and they really let down basically everyone.
They let down everyone involved.
They let down everyone who was interested in that game, from what I've gathered.
I feel like I'm being generous with C-.
Stranger of Paradise was, oh, come on. It was not that bad.
Look, we have Guardians of the Galaxy
looks great. That game looks great.
Well, you took half the show for Guardians of the Galaxy. Life is Strange was already
the game looks good, so...
And that's it. There was like 5 mobile games, So F you for doing that to me also.
Yeah, that was. I mean, hey, I gave it a C+. You know, it didn't set my world on fire either. Even though there's 2 games that I legitimately loved.
Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster could have been cool. They could have just done the same thing that Dragon Quest did like a couple weeks ago, where it's like, oh, look at this.
No, they can't. I mean, you can't do that with every game. That's what. There's too much development resources. There's only so much time you can spend on everything.
Just give me a nice trailer. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway. Yeah, that was a terrible trailer.
Anyway,
I mean, it gave it a C+.
Generous
Obviously,
C-. Wasn't
great.
I feel like it could join the D club if it.
No, get out of here. Get out of here with the D club.
So it's going to end at a C for Tarqaron.
They tried. They were legitimately trying. Even with Babylon's Fall, disappointing as it was, they were trying to do something with it. They showed off games. They showed off footage. Yes, mobile stuff they didn't. They probably should have showed Pixel Remaster. Whatever. They were showing things. They were trying.
I hate Square Enix. I hate them now. Okay.
All right.
Because of what they did on this show.
Well, you heard it here first, folks.
Really, my game of the show is Hitman Sniper: The Shadows on mobile.
Is that what it's called? Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's real cringe, man. I don't know.
There's a lot of cringe in this show, I feel like. No. But anyway,
people say that too much. There wasn't actually even in some of the other stuff there wasn't that much cringe. The real cringe was the stuff we already talked about.
Cringe is coming up.
And then
Next
Take
video.
Two. Oh yeah, well, Take Two's panel. If you want cringe, there's.
I mean, how many takes do you need?
Yeah, well, more than 2.
Hot takes. All right, hot takes. What video would you recommend our viewers watch after watching this glorious Square Enix discussion?
You need to go watch think about Happier Times. Go check out our reaction to Square Enix 2019.
It was so wholesome that time.
What blessed fools we were that time.
What stuff was announced back then?
Final Fantasy VII Remake gameplay demo. They had Avengers. I think there were a couple other things that were really cool that we both wow.
There were. Yeah. There were. I don't remember them though.
Check it out.
Good times, yeah. Go check that out. E3 2020 didn't exist, unfortunately. There will always be that gap.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to our podcast feed. Like the video. Leave a comment. Hit the notification bell. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Tarqaron TWO. All right.
Chaos.
Yeah.